Welcome back to Dokes Customs. We've got a new project that we've been working on. We thought I'd show it to you. It's kind of cool. It's a ring roller slash tubing roller. Basically the concept is you're putting long arches and different pieces of material, whether it be flat stock on edge, angle, round is in tubing, piping, square stock, and pretty much anything else that you can fit into it. But like I said, it bends long arches and whatnot, and we just thought it was a cool little tool. It was moderately difficult to build, mostly for us. You all may not have such an issue with it, but we thought we'd show it to you nevertheless, show you the inner workings of it and such. Stay tuned. Alrighty, what we're going to do now is we're going to give you a rundown of the machine. It's pretty basic. There's not a whole lot to it, but we'll give you a rundown of how it's built anyways. What we got back here is a 90 volt DC motor. Being DC, it's a variable speed via the controller that runs it. It's also multi-directional, as most motors are. But it runs from the DC motor and it goes down here to a 10-to-1 ratio tie gear gearbox. Pretty much any gearbox would work, but goes from there down to a chain sprocket from the output shaft of the Tiger gearbox, and that runs to another set of sprockets that drives this whole assembly, drives essentially your bottom rollers on these keyed shafts. Going back up top here real quick to the controller itself, like I said, it's variable speed on off. Simple. You can vary the speed here. And this is simply a double pole, double throw switch that simply changes the direction. It's one direction, neutral is off, and then the other direction. And that's how we change the direction of which direction the rollers roll. Backing up and taking a look at the rest of the setup, the top roller on here gets a free ride. It doesn't actually drive or do anything. It's just there to put downward force on whatever material that it is that you're rolling. How we apply downward force is we have a bottle jack here, just a little 2-ton bottle jack, thread tight, jack it. It pushes against the bottom of the plate, pulling this whole assembly down, like so. That's how we adjust the amount of bend we want to put in whatever it is we're bending. And as you can see, we put some return springs back on there, so that way it makes life easier. We don't have to lift near as much to get a piece of material in there. And if you look towards the front of it, there is a scale, a digital scale on there that measures where we're sitting at, zeroed out. But the idea behind that is we can move this assembly up and down and get a repeatable bend, or if we have to pull the part out, we can put it back to the same number and get the same exact bend out of it. Or if you were to do multiple parts, we'll be able to get back to the same general bend, and it's pretty useful little deal. But that's basically the rundown of it, and we're going to show you, get a piece of metal in here and show you how things work. So keep on watching. Alrighty, we're going to get this thing going, kind of show you how it works, and hopefully you'll learn something. I think it's pretty nifty. This is how, obviously, the piece started out, just a piece of 1/4 by 1, 36 inches long. We rolled it and got it to pretty good arch and everything. You're always going to have something at the ends that don't bend, because obviously there's a certain space between the rollers. As soon as it comes off the rollers, it stops doing its bending, of course. But so you'll have to compensate for that if you do a project like this, and or compensate for the lack of bend, so to speak, there. But this is how it's done. This is the basics of the machine, and hope you enjoyed seeing it and watching it and everything. Hope you learned something and think it's as cool as what we do. And keep on watching. Stay tuned.